So got it put back together. Hopefully things go a little better out here tonight. We're going green flag with heat race number 1, ladies and gentlemen. Martin and Graves, your front row. Kirk Martin. Brian, it looks like, gets the early hole shot, leads the field down into turn number 1. Graves settling into that second spot. We're 3 wide for 4th. Look at Elijah Stephenville on the top of the racetrack.
Wow,
up into second spot.
Power move going into 3. Zingenberger tracing Sniper Speed car, that's 69, Kirk Martin.
And a little bit too much going into turn number 3, loses that second spot. Graves gets back around for the runner-up position. Now Zevenbergen to the bottom of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. The Sniper Speed car's on kill tonight.
Good battle. Right behind them, Brent Mayfield, Weston Abbey battling for 4th. Spillman, Adams, side by side.
Zach Spillman started dead last in this heat race, has worked his way up, challenging for that 5th spot right now on the racetrack. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the screen right now, ladies and gentlemen. The one machine of Brent Mayfield out of Waco, Texas, 3 wide right now with Travis Graves and Zach Spillman through turn number 4. Looks like the number 1 of Mayfield going to come out with the long end of that stick. Going to take over the 4th spot. Here comes Spillman on the bottom. Into turn number 3, Zach Spillman got the 44Z on a rail, working from the back of the field. Take over the 4th spot out of turn number 4. Brian, a much better night for Zach this evening.
Definitely. His car looks a lot better tonight. It's very controlled. It looked real free last night.
Rolling into turn 3 out of turn 4, nice and easy. We're back up to, looks like, 3rd spot now with Weston Abbey there. And the battle for, that's the gap between 2nd and 3rd. Elijah Zevenbergen in the 2nd spot right now, the 66Z, coming to you from Oneida, Iowa. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Somebody watching the broadcast tonight, if you know, let me know. Once again, doing shout-outs this evening here at 281 Speedway. If you're watching the broadcast home at like Race on Texas, let us know through Facebook Messenger. Hit us up. We'll give you a shout-out. Already got one to give away. Cody Beto watching us again tonight from Corpus Christi, Texas.
White flag waving. We got one more lap to go. Don't look now, Mr. Kirk Martin, but you got Elijah. He has made up some ground, cutting it from probably about a straightaway to half a straightaway in 1 or 2 laps.
One more set of corners. Looks like it's too little, too late. Going to be Martin with the win. Zevenbergen second, but that's a 1-2 finish for Sniper Speed chassis right there. Big.
Searching for the Lone Star Stock Car Tour here on their Facebook page. Make sure I get all the contingencies.
Green flag's out for heat race number 2, and right off the bat, it looks like on the outside, Shelby Williams going to take the top spot down the backstretch. Here comes William Gould getting around Murrayhead for 2nd. Murrayhead back to 3rd. Here comes Dean Abbey on the bottom of the racetrack out of turn number 4. Got the Sniper Speed chassis set on kill this evening as he takes over 3rd spot down the front stretch into 1. Making the move on Murrayhead for sure. Stinking into that 3rd spot right now, the Sniper Speed chassis, the 26 machine. Dean Abbey now looking to the outside of turn number 3 to get around William Gould. Not going to make it happen this time around. It's still Williams out front. Shelby Williams leads the field into turn number 1. The best battle on the racetrack right now, the one for 2nd spot. Abbey with a wheel underneath Gould into turn number 2. Gould stretches it out down the backstretch, and when I say stretches it out, I mean we just went single file. Gould slides up the racetrack and shuts the door on Abbey. Abbey with a crossover move out of turn 4 into turn 1. Abbey gonna make the move on the bottom of the racetrack. Gould gonna try to cross him up. Not gonna happen this time out of 2. Look at the run in that Sniper Speed chassis, the 26 machine.
Gould trying everything he can to get back by Dean Abbey in that 26, but he's stretching it out. He's hot on the tail of that 82 is Shelby Williams.
Yeah, Williams, if he had a rear view mirror right now, Brian, it'd be full of blue and black number 26 machine. Dean Abbey closing the gap quickly. There's pink trim on there,
too.
That's
definitely some pink.
Good looking race car for sure, sitting in 2nd spot right now, trying to get around Shelby Williams and take the top spot here in the heat race. Heat race number 2.
At this point, it's looking like Shelby Williams could start hearing Dean's car I'm sure he can feel him now. He sees him. He's on the inside. Side by side coming off a 4.
What a great shot. Tony Fetters just got you there, ladies and gentlemen. Brought the 26 of Dean Abbey, the 82 of Shelby Williams right into your living room. We're still side by side through turns 1 and 2. Down the backstretch, Williams with a wheel ahead. Abbey closing the gap coming into turn number 3. Good driving by both of those guys right there to keep the cars off of one another. Looks like Williams going to have the lead as we got the white flag, 1 to go.
Into 1 they go side by side. Off of 2, Abbey, he takes the top spot out from the 82 of Shelby Williams.
Williams, one little bobble's all it took. This one's for all the marbles. Williams to the bottom, Abbey up top. Dean Abbey going to make it 2 heat races in 2 nights as the checkered flag waves. For being here with us this evening, supporting the Big Chill throwdown here at 281 Speedway.
Big shiver.
Green flag's out, folks. We're underway with factory stock heat race number 1. And Craig Oaks looking to pick up where he left off last night. Brian looking to the outside of James Thompson. Already we're going to be 3 wide out of turn number 2. Side by side down the backstretch. And Craig Oaks going to split the difference. Take over the lead in turn number 1.
Car got a little crossed up going through 3 and 4. He gathers it back up and he's setting sail. Definitely
crossed up there through the transition as we got some contact. That's a 26
That's
machine.
Grant Wallem.
Yeah.
Heavy contact with James Thompson. That's your pole sitter.
JT struggling a little bit tonight. Had a good run last night. The 85 machine in the heat race had some tough luck in the feature, if memory serves correctly. But JT trying to get back up towards the front right now. Lost 3 spots, slipped back to fourth position. Craig Oaks still your leader, though. Gap in the field already by almost a straightaway. There on your screen, you see Dennis Bissonette in 2nd spot in the 818 machine. Grant Wallem is 3rd right now in the 26, and 4th, that's James Thompson out of Maud, Texas, driving the 85.
Just looking through the field, Tony can't really see it right now, but Joe O'Brien's hood is coming up. It's waving at him. We're not in camera because he's sitting 6th. But that might play a factor.
That definitely doesn't help. Not only is it going to get in the way, but it's catching some wind right now for Joe.
That's not the kind of downforce you would
no,
really want.
No, that's the kind of lift that you don't want to have for sure. Joe going to check that right side hood pin. I guarantee it, Brian.
Yeah, he was a little late. Probably rushed some things. Forgot a hood pin.
Back to the middle of the pack right now, and Wallem looks like took a bad push through the middle of 3 and 4, nearly finding the concrete there on the exit. James Thompson unable to capitalize on the mistake.
As we wind down heat race number 1 of the factory stocks, cars are settled in as Flagman's giving them 2 laps to go. Craig Oates, still your leader. Dennis Bissonette, Grant Wallem, and James Thompson. That is a good-looking ride.
Absolutely a good-looking car. We're going to be coming to the white flag.
Starter.
White flag in the air this time around for your leader, Craig Oaks. Dwight, by the way, watching from 20 miles west of Arkadelphia. So that might not help you, but it definitely helps me. Dwight, I appreciate the vicinity, man. Races at I-30 Speedway, Diamond Park Speedway, Thunder Mountain. A lot of really cool racetracks in that area of the state. Oh, problems for Joe O'Brien. Gets together with your leader, but the checker flag is out. Craig Oaks going to take the win with a right rear flat. Dennis Bissonette going to be 2nd. The 85 of James Thompson going to come across in 3rd. 4th going to be Grant Wallem. Getting the 1 to go this time, I think. Green flag's out on heat race number 2 for the factory stocks. We've got a barn burner down the backstretch into turn number 3. 47, Tom Earl right now taking the lead side by side through turns 3 and 4. There's some contact for sure. The 55D of Terry Dumas. Oh, we got problems for the 26/44 of Anthony Simsick, bringing the wagon to a stop on the middle of the front stretch.
Not quite sure what happened there.
Me either. Looks like we got a yellow coming out.
I believe we got 1 in the books. 7 more to go.
Turning them loose this time out of turn number 4. The green flag waves. Ooh, problems for Terry Dumas, your leader. Had a real tough time through turn number 4. Justin Whitehead right there on the tail tank going into turn number 1. Look at the bottom of the racetrack, though, Brian. Tom Earl having a good run. We're 3 wide out of turn number 2. Earl on the bottom. Whitehead in the middle. Back out of that sandwich. Probably a good idea coming into turn number 3. Save the equipment for the feature. Dumas going to lead lap number 2. Whitehead gets by on the outside for second. Whitehead once again on the top side of the racetrack in turn number 1. Trying to get around Terry Dumas and take the lead. Let's watch the drive from the 36J of Justin Whitehead out of turn number 2. Takes the lead down the back chute into 3.
Whitehead, Dumas, Earl, your top 3. That's the best battle on the track. Earl looking to the inside of Dumas, going down into 1. Off of 2 they go. Earl takes over the second spot from Terry Dumas. Four down, 4 to go. Cars are strung out. Just wind down. Factory stock heat race number 2. Out front, it's been all Justin Whitehead. Took over the lead from Terry Dumas. Set sail. As you say, leave the keys on the...
Left the keys on the front desk and is checked out on the rest of the field. Whitehead pretty much in his own zip code right now. Real quick shout out to Randall Ray watching from Sweetwater, Texas, home live at raceontexas.com. Thank you so much, Randall, for supporting us here tonight as we're winding down heat race number 2 for the factory stocks. A good shot there of Tom Earl out of Rome, Texas in the 47. Look at him sawing on the wheels. We come into turn number 3. White flag in the air for your leader, Justin Whitehead. One more lap around 281 Speedway. The Outlaw Chassis 36J machine. Race on Texas sponsored entry. Thompson Motorsports there on the race car. Spencer and some timber as well.
Just look at the hands of Justin Whitehead going through the corner. As you saw, the 47 of Tom Earl, it is pretty much night and day. So you can tell that Justin Whitehead's car has definitely had a better setup.
Absolutely.
He read the track a little bit better.
Kevin, man, we love you. We wish you and your family and your father especially the best. We hope everything goes well. Thanks for watching us tonight, brother. We certainly appreciate the support. Going back green with Sportmont Heat Race number 1. And leading the field into turn number 1. We're 3 wide on the exit, but it's Murrayhead getting a short end of the stick. He's going to drop 2 spots.
Trouble.
Wesley Warren around and Larry Underwood getting together with him right there in turn number 2. We're still green at the moment. Nope, there goes the no-go logo. No-go logo coming out on the racetrack for the 75 of Mr. Wesley Warren. He and Larry Underwood getting together.
Him and Tyler Murrayhead be your front row. I'm sorry, not your front row. It'll be the 2 of Talon Mitten.
Back to green flag racing, take number 3 on heat race number 1. And we've got 1 in the wall, 2 into the wall. Looks like Dustin Robinson and Kyle Wilkins hard into the concrete. Off the exit at turn number 4. Robinson slow down the backstretch.
Look at that. Power move into 3. He passes J.R. Watts, takes over the second spot.
Jennings making money moves in the 26G right now. Had a rough night last night trying to rebound and take home the top spot this evening as J.R. Watts goes around, Tyler Murrayhead goes around, and Kyle Wilkins bringing it to a stop in turn number 2, or turn number 1. We're going to go green. We're going to go yellow, yellow, yellow. No-go logo coming out here in heat race number 1.
He'll return to the field.
Want to give a shout-out to both Stephen Whitaker Jr. and Stephen Whitaker Jr. watching at home from Corpus Christi, Texas, as well as Miss Aaliyah Kirshner watching at home as well from Corpus Christi. So we got contact again.
Lord!
Man, that was J.R. Watts involved, Kyle Wilkins involved, Larry Robertson involved. Larry Underwood involved. Not Larry Robertson, Larry Underwood. Caution once again coming out in heat race number 1 for the Southern Sport Mods. Looks like Wilkins this time with some pretty serious damage.
Well, it looks we got 3 heats. Off of 4, green flag waving.
That one looked pretty good as Talon Mitten leads the field into turn number 1. J.J. Jennings giving chase there in the 26G. Looks like J.R. Watts getting by the 22T of Tyler Murrayhead as we go into turn number 3. They're side by side for third. Watts to the bottom of the racetrack, going to try and slide up, and man, nearly takes the nose off of the 22T. Murrayhead probably grabbing all the left pedal he thinks he could. That's a battle for third spot right now. Give it to Watts. Murrayhead in second. Back up front. Looks like it's going to be Talon Mitten coming out of turn number 4. He'll lead lap number 2. J.J. Jennings in second spot. Mitten gapping him by about 2 car lengths as Jennings slides up in turn number 2. Loses quite a bit of ground. The tube machine, Talon Mitten, just pretty smooth all the way through the corners. The car sets up, hooks nicely, and Mitten just drives it on around. J.J. Jennings a lot better in 3 and 4. Let's see if the same thing happens here in turn 2 once again. Jennings, kind of sliding up the racetrack. Not as bad as the last lap, but the car's still loose. A little bit too free on the exit. Kind of snug on the entry in turn number 1. Right here in turn 3, a little bit better for Jennings, but it's still going to be Mitten out front.
Mitten driving down into 1, coming off of 2. His car looking pretty good. As I'm looking over the field, we definitely got some ill-handling cars. Some of these drivers misjudging what the track is doing. It definitely is looking slick out there. Definitely got a lot of cars with some angry front ends.
Yeah, Brian, for sure. And some of these guys, especially the South Texas drivers, which Talon Mitten and J.J. Jennings both are, probably their first time to the racetrack. I don't think J.J.'s ever been here before, and I don't think Talon has either. So, new surface, new track, as Talon Mitten putting a lap on Larry Underwood. Underwood sticking to the top of the racetrack, recognizes that the leaders are coming around. He lets Jennings have all the room in the world. Good driving by Underwood. Top 2 cars going to be coming to the checker flag this time around. Talon Mitten going to take the win in heat race number 1. J.J. Jennings in second spot.
Wish him well. Speedy recovery. It's a nasty, nasty season.
Absolutely. We're going green with heat race number 2. It was nearly calamity on the start. And that's not good. The 5R of Jamie Ritter out of Keystone, Iowa. Parking it on the front stretch after some contact there. You know, I think, this is my professional opinion, Brian, we got some guys on the racetrack that want to be in the lead by the time we get to the first corner. And
it's like flag stand.
I think we're going to be going green this time out of turn 4.
Yes,
Heat race number 2 for the Southern Sport Mods. Back at it with Ray Doyen on the outside of the front row. Going to lead. Oh, nope, the car gets snug. Here comes John White on the bottom.
Ronnie
to take over
Bell.
look at Ronnie Bell, your 2017 281 Speedway track champion, making his way up through the field. We got one around to the bottom of turn number 4. I do believe it's the 9 of Ray Doyen. Yeah, we're going to stay clean and stay green, though. Ray keeps it rolling. Unfortunately, slips all the way to the back of the field. The best battle on the racetrack shaping up, Brian, is the one for second.
Definitely. We got Cody Williams out front, but John White.
Williams hard into the wall.
That is a hard shot. Probably one of the hardest I've witnessed here at 281 Speedway.
Corey Williams getting the right side of the car all up over the wall. Don't think he had any contact there. That was just a misjudgment in the corner. Some definite damage on the right side of the race car.
Definitely. He got the right front. There's definitely some bent spindle in there. Hood scoops. Radiator fan shrouds.
Hey, I saw a couple of those being put into place this weekend before the race. So, good. Big shout out to Billy Vest for sure. Dirt Defender Products, check them out. We're going back green flag racing here in heat race number 2. John White. I got a feeling he's about to put on a show here. Brian going to take all these boys to school. Ronnie Bell looking to the inside as we come into turn number 3. He's your track champion here in 2017, so definitely the car in this race with the biggest shot, I think, at trying to jump up there and challenge John White for the race lead.
Top 3 is going to get... It's going to get interesting. Business is picking up, as they say.
Here comes Rainey around the outside to take over the second spot from Ronnie Bell. Bell back to third. Rainey to the bottom of the racetrack in turns 3 and 4. John White still with the lead. Looks like 2 to go that time around. John White leads the field through turns 1 and 2. Brian, here comes Rainey. with a good run down the back chute. Only about a car and a half separate the two as we come to turn number 3. Gonna be 2 to go this time by. 2 to go this time by.
Trevor Rainey trying to do everything he can to get the back bumper of John White. Might be a little too late. Little too late. I don't know. It's
much too little too late.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm over here singing. I don't know. It's cold.
Here we go. White flag going to be in the air this time by, ladies and gentlemen. One more lap for John White, your leader in heat race number 2 for the IMCA Southern Sport Mods. Trevor Rainey hanging on to that second spot, but at this point it's a distant second, and I think it's going to be too much, too little, too late.
There we go.
To take the win here in heat race number 2. The guy that's going to grab the checker flag, this guy right here, Mr. John White.
Exactly. I tell you, I'm only here for really comic relief.
Definitely getting involved in one of the biggest incidents of the night. Had a lot of damage on the left side of the race car. Good to see that machine back out on the track. I was not expecting that, folks. I'll be honest with you. But Bragg got it back out here, leading the field to the green in heat race number 3, alongside Tyler Bragg in the 24T as we barrel off into turn number 1. Bragg going to make the move off the outside of the racetrack. He'll take the top spot out of turn number 2. We're 3 wide in the back of the pack. That is Ryan Doyen making some moves in the 5R machine early on in heat race number 3. Oh, we've got one around in turn number 4. That is the 2.
I think that's a 12.
Or the 12 of
yes.
Aaron Patterson. Aaron gets it pointed back in the right direction. We stay clean and we stay green. Looking at the best battle on the racetrack right now, Robbie Minton coming into turn number 3 in the 24X machine. Ryan Doyen to the bottom of the racetrack in the 5R. That is for 3rd spot on the track right now. Your leader is Tyler Bragg in the 24T. Owen Minton slips up on the exit at turn number 2. Doyen not able to capitalize on the mistake, though. We're going to stay the same order. It's Minton in 3rd, Doyen in 4th. Gerald Henderson rounding out the top 5 of the 55G. Those are the closest cars on the track right now. I think actually your top 2 might be, well, not anymore. It looks like Shirley had a bad run out of turn number 2, lost a lot of ground on your leader, Tyler Bragg in the 24T.
Yeah, it looked like the 00 Brad Shirley got a little loose coming off a 2, washed up, almost off the track. He collects himself, gets it straight, but loses about 3 cars to your race leader, the 24T, of Tyler Bragg. And
it looks like maybe the top side going away, Brian, as we see Robbie Minton make the same mistake again. The 24R machine, the car just comes out from underneath him, blows the tires off, they just sit there and spin, and the car doesn't go forward. Ryan Doyen finding something through the middle of the racetrack with a much better run that time, but by the time he gets out of the corner, Minton's already halfway down the straightaway.
Flagman giving him 2 laps remaining as they go down the front straightaway, pitching it off into 1. Tyler Bragg, he started outside pole, led every lap so far. We got trouble, the 5R, Ryan Doyen.
Ryan Doyen with some serious issues, slow off the backstretch as the white comes out for Tyler Bragg. 1 more lap to go. Yeah, the 5R, Ryan Doyen making a hard right turn off the speedway out of turn number 3. Had a good run going there in 4th spot. Tough to see him leave the racetrack. Hopefully gets it back out here for the feature. Your winner going to be the 24T, Mr. Tyler Bragg. Going to take the checker flag in heat race number 3. 2nd spot going to be Brad Shirley in the 00. Sometimes you just got to ask. If you don't know, you got to find out. We're going green with the street stock heat race. And what a side-by-side battle through turn number 4. Looks like Wade White going to win the drag race into turn number 1. Hanish going to settle in the truck in 2nd spot. That's a good-looking race truck, too, man.
Yeah.
Ranger Shipman there in 3rd position. It looks like Ryan Ellis going to hang on to that 4th spot. And rounding out the top 5 is KC Fielding in the 19.
Yeah, James Hanish is kind of a tall dude. And when you look at that racer, there's not a lot. There's not a lot in that car. I mean, it's very I would say go-kart-ish. Like his knees are at the dash, and it's quite comical to see him strapped into that race truck. But out front, it's been all Wade White in that 68. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of him.
I was just about to say, I think it's going to be that way. If this is what the year is going to be like, we're going to be setting the bar in the street side class
extremely high
at 281 and probably at hot at Waco as well.
But the best battle on the track, as you can see by the great videography, the video work of Tony, You got the 19 of Casey Fieldings and the 5 of Mike Kelly. They're battling side by side for looks to be 5th. But other than that, it's been pretty strung out here. First and second's about a straightaway, and then about a half a straightaway back. You have Ranger Shipman. A half a straightaway back from that is Ryan Ellis in that 10E. Looks like Casey Fielding got a little crossed up coming off a 4. It's been all Wade White as he gets the 2. He gets the motion there with 2 laps to go. Flagman doing a heck of a job up there. Jason Batt, we appreciate him. I'm sure he'd appreciate another layer of clothing.
Probably. It has got to be much colder out there than it is in here as Wade White, your leader, gets the one to go. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go for Wade White in the 68 machine.
Nick, he's having a little bit of issues here. He's putting his hand warmers on his feet.
It's cold, man.
Losing his train of thought, but a checker flag waving for Wade White. Trying to figure that one out. Is it Bill Hall? Looks like the 4 of Bill Hall did not make the call, but we're green flag racing. It's a barn burner. Grabbing gears. Clifton whizzing it. Trying to get to the back bumper of the 47 of Harold Clifton. Last night's winner in that 0 car. Getting a good run going into 1.
Yeah, Marcel picking up right where he left off last night, grabbed the win in the Sport Compact main event, trying to make his way towards the front of this pack right now. He started in 7th spot. He's already up to 3rd, so that's 4 cars on my count.
It's a fast car, I tell you.
Problems there for Harold Clifton in the 47C. The car bobbles on him in the middle of turns 3 and 4, barrels off down into 1. Looks like the 10 machine of Clifton Wisnat is your leader. Oh, we've got one into the wall.
Rick Sopp bumped the cushion. On the bars, on the gas. We're green flag racing.
Into turn number 1, it looks like it's still Clifton Wisnat out front in the 10 machine. Leads the field down the backstretch with Marcel Green in tow in the 00.
Wah, 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 wah. What if these things have crate motors? I'm kidding.
You know,
they're too loud.
You joke about crate motor 4-cylinders. When I was back home, there were a couple of guys that raced in Central Arkansas in our mini stock division, which were mostly like Fox Body Mustangs, Pintos, things like that. Right. These guys had older Toyota Corollas, which were sponsored by TRD.
Nice.
And TRD would send a guy from California. They were like, send us your rules, we'll build you a motor. They would put it in a crate, ship it to Arkansas, send a technician to install it, and if anything ever went wrong with it, they would send a technician to Arkansas, pull the motor, put it in a box, and ship it back to California to fix it.
What? All for what? $50 to win? Like what?
100, 150, something like that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, when you're sponsored by TRD, man, it ain't your money.
Sure, why not? Test and tune, I guess.
Pretty cool stuff, but we got Sport Compacts on a racetrack right now. Marcel Green now out front has gotten around Wisnat. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's Clifton's old car that's beating him right now, right?
That's got to be sickening. You know?
Got to rub a little salt in the wound. Yeah, absolutely. I
believe they're team cars too, so they're pitted next to each other. So they'll probably do some fist bumps, some high fives.
Man, if I was Clifton, I'd get back to the trailer and be like, "Hey, why don't we swap?"
Exactly.
I mean, looks like I didn't really want to sell that car.
It's like Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby and his team car.
You can't have 2 number 1s.
Nope.
That's 11. Marcel Green coming into turn number 3. Looks like for the final time, checker flag in the air for the 0-0. Marcel Green going to take the win in your Sport Compact Heat Race, ladies and gentlemen. It was Clifton Wisnat in second spot.
Harold Clifton.
Texas alongside McGregor, Texas' own Brandon Hood in the 1B. The green flag's out. We're underway. IMCA Modified Heat Race number 1. And it looks like Jeffrey got it figured out, Brian. Rocket ship off the outside of turn number 4, man.
Look at Mark Shipman. 3 wide. Using that low groove.
Wow, pushing. Oh, and we've got Jamie Campbell around, and Mark Shipman going to help him out.
Man, he looks so good for 3 corners.
First spot, still Jeffrey Abbey. Second spot is the 3C out of Hobbs, New Mexico. Tonight being driven by Colin Deming. Third spot belongs to the 911 of Josh McGay out of Abilene. Peter DeGroat right now in 4th spot in the 92. Mark Shipman rounding out your top 5. Brandon Hood sitting in 6th. Hood trying to make his way up through the field after starting dead last. Around the outside of turn number 3, Brandon a little bit out of shape on the entry there, trying to get back down to the bottom of the track as we're side by side for second. The battle for second heating up into turn number 1 there, Brian. Josh McGay on the bottom and Deming on the top.
Yeah. Josh McGay. Oh, we got trouble. Mark Shipman's around. Bottom of turn 1 and 2. He gets it refired. It's back underway. But out front, it's been all Jeffrey Abbey in that 37 modified, that Shaw car. It was driven by his brother, Dean Abbey, last year. Lots of wins in that car. The off-season, he bought it from his brother, slapped the 37 on it, and he's out here leading the heat race.
And the battle for second has been won at the moment by Josh McGay. He's gotten around Colin Deming in the 3C. Deming back to 3rd. Brandon Hood's making some moves. He's up to 4th right now after getting around Peter DeGroat in the 92. There's your leader crossing the start-finish line. Still Jeffrey Abbey out front. Second spot is Josh McGay there on the screen in the 911 machine. McGay coming to you out of Abilene, Texas. All-pro drive shaft and drivetrain.
Yeah, and then Colin Deming. And the 1B of Brandon Hood. That is your top 4. Peter DeGroat getting some pressure from Mark Patterson in that 1 car. Kind of strung out here.
Yeah, Abbey got the field by almost a straightaway. We're looking at second spot, Josh McGay right now. You can see both cars on your screen as Abbey comes out of 4 to take the 2 to go. Nearly a straightaway advantage over second spot. Abbey up top shelf in turns 1 and 2. The 37 machine is hooked and running really well. McGay trying to close the gap. You can see Abbey running the top side here at 3 and 4. Once again, just letting her eat around the rim of 281. White flag in the air for your leader, Jeffrey Abbey. 1 more lap to go here in IMCA Modified Heat Race number 1. Abbey slides up the racetrack just a little bit. The car's set. Look at the way the rear end is lifting. The bars are doing their job. On the gas, on the bars, as you like to say, Brian. We're coming around 3 and 4 for the final time. I'm going to give the win to Mr. Jeffrey Abbey. Second spot going to be Josh McGay in the 911 machine. Third spot going to be Colin Deming. 3C, a good drive for the young man out of Hobbs, New Mexico.
Being able to read a monitor.
Literacy. It's a wonderful thing. We're going to be going green this time out of turn 4, folks. Final heat race of the evening. Going green out of turn 4. And last night's feature winner, Chase Allen, picking up right where he left off, Brian. A great jump off the outside into 1.
If you look, we have 2 distinct grooves, the high groove and the low groove. There's still some meat in the middle of 1 and 2.
Oh, and Ritter nearly got the nose pinched off. A good save by Sean Ritter in the 7SR out of Keystone, Iowa. A good save. As the field completes lap number 1, it's Chase Allen out front. William Gould in second spot. Sean Ritter rounds out the top 3. Ritter to the bottom of turn 3, right around the tires, Brian.
Yeah, that's going to be the groove here pretty soon. Oh, we got trouble. April Phillips, half turn. She collects it. No harm, no foul. We're still green. But yeah, as the night's going to progress, the groove is going to be on the tires for sure. The middle groove was worked last night to perfection by Chase Allen. But Chase Allen's kind of Superman.
It looks like Allen preferring the top side, riding the rim all the way around here at 281 Speedway. We got a good battle for second, shaping up, coming in turn number 3. It's Ritter on the bottom of the racetrack. Gould trying to find something on the top side. I think Sean Ritter might have it. Yes, he does. Ritter makes the move out of turn 4, slides up to take the line away and the second spot. Chase Allen has had some issue. Not a good run off of turn number 4. They're all right there together now. Allen stretching it out down the backstretch by about 3 car lengths into turn number 3. Allen searching for some moisture on the top side of the racetrack. Still your leader as we cross the halfway mark. 5 down, 5 to go.
Boy, it's going to be slick. That's why I keep watching the track as these guys go into the corners.
Well, and you can tell them when they roll in the corners, they're really easing the cars in. And then Allen maybe picking up the throttle about halfway through. Let's watch William Gould right here as we go into turn number 1. Gould working the bottom side of the racetrack, really kind of rolling the car in. You can see when he picks the throttle back up, the car gets up on the bars like it's supposed to do, but coming in, you can see the car kind of settle down. The car's loading up, coming in the corner, rolling around on the right side really nicely.
Popping and banging that 7SR.
Somebody in the limiter chip for sure.
Oh, yeah. That just screams, I got a crate.
Yep. Chase Allen working the bottom of turns 3 and 4. Getting around nicely. Like we said, pick up a big $1,000 check last night. Winning your fast shaft qualifier race. He's now eligible to enter the voting for the Fast Shaft All-Star race in September at the Super Nationals in Boone, Iowa. Right now we're looking at Sean Ritter out of Keystone, Iowa. Working turns 3 and 4 as the white flag's in the air. One more lap for Chase Allen. Allen already almost to the exit of turn number 2. Got this thing just about sewed up. The car very settled, very composed, very calm as we come into turn number 3. Allen not really sawing on the wheel very hard at all. Working the exit of turn number 4. Chase Allen going to take the win in heat race number 2.
Already got a great shot of all them sponsors on the side of Chase Allen's car. You got Bet Out. You got Bet All. You got.
We're gonna try it one more time. Lights are out. We're going green. Much better start that time. Ray Doyen gonna lead the field into turn number 1. Looks like the 411 J.R. Watts on the outside. Gonna slip back to third because Ryan Doyen gonna take the second position going into turn number 3. Ray Doyen going to lead lap number 1. Ryan Doyen in second. Oh. J.R. Watts into the wall. Corey Williams now taking over the third spot. He's doing battle with Talon Minton, though, on the bottom of the racetrack. Williams in the third spot right now. Look at 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the racetrack, Brian. You can throw a blanket over those guys.
I am a fan right now. I'm speechless at how well these drivers are racing side by side.
It's still Ray and Ryan Doyen out front.
Trouble.
And Williams goes around. Corey Williams looping it in turn number 1. I don't think there was any help. Tony was looking right there. I was glancing at it, and I didn't really catch everything until Williams started to spin. That's our highest running North Texas car right now. Tyler Bragg in 5th spot. Then it's Brad Shirley 6th. Robbie Minton in 7th, Ronnie Bell 8th, your 2017 track champion. J.J. Jennings 9th, and Corey Williams rounding out the field in 10th. The green flag's back out. We're back on our way. Doyen leads the field into turn number 1. Talon Minton and Ryan Doyen now side by side. We're 3 wide down the back chute. South Texas side by side. Going into turn number 3 with Talon Minton taking the lead. Ray Doyen going to loop it in turn number 3.
Takes out a South Texas car. J.J. Jennings. Tyler Bragg taking it to the infield. Lights are out. Pace is quickening, coming off of 4. Green flag. Down in the one-day race. Side by side. You got 2 South Texas drivers getting chased by 3 North Texas guys.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan Doyen realizes. Oh, and Ryan goes around in turn number 4. Talon Minton still your leader, but it's north, and 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4 right now. Talon Minton still your leader. Second spot belongs to J.R. Watts, and then it's Corey Williams in third. Brad Shirley 4th. 5th spot belongs to Robbie Minton. Here comes Minton on the inside. Oh, there's a little bit of bump and grind going on in turn number 1. Minton going to use up the left side of Brad Shirley. Shirley probably not really. Oh, there's a shot in the shorts going into turn number 3. Ronnie Bell with nowhere to go. Green, yellow coming out. No caution on the racetrack. Going to be some love letters written later on this evening, I think, there, Brian.
You get a Christmas card. No, you don't get a Christmas card. That was... Brad Shirley did not appreciate the shot from the 24.
No, and unfortunately for Brad, that is all on camera.
Well, so Brad Shirley is a pretty damn clean driver, and he's an old school guy, and he's the type. I'm going to race you the way you race me.
Hey.
And for the second straight night, he's been getting contact going into 1 and 2, and just fed up. I mean, you can see the front of his car has got severe damage. He just had bad luck.
White flags in the air, about a half a lap left for Talon Minton entering turn number 3. Out of turn 4 for the final time. He'll take the win, but it's all about points. There's 10 points right there. 9 for North Texas, 8 for North Texas, 7 for North Texas. That's 24 points right there. Speaking of top-notch, we got a top-notch field of IMCA stock cars getting ready to go green this time out of turn 4. Shelby Williams and Dean Abbey. Abbey looking for redemption after a premature end to last night's features. We go green into turn number 1. Williams on the bottom of the racetrack. Leads the field out of turn 2. We're 3 wide. Down the backstretch for second spot into turn number 3. Dean Abbey on the top side of the racetrack. Looks like he's going to take over the second position. Yes, he does. Zevenbergen and Adams having a good battle for the third spot. Into turn number 1, we're double file almost all the way back through the field. William Gould and Zach Spillman now side by side of the turn 2. Down the backstretch, that's for about 8th on the racetrack. Back up front, Tony got the action zoomed in. It's still going to be Williams out front. Abbey in second. Zevenbergen is third. Adams is fourth. And Kirk Martin now rounding out the top 5. All 3 Sniper Speed chassis in the top 5 right now. Tyler Moorhead on the outside looking in. And last night's feature winner, Weston Abbey, right now in 7th position. It's still Shelby Williams out front in the 82. He's got 2 Sniper chassis right behind him. Zevenbergen on the bottom. Dean Abbey, carrying the momentum around the top side of the racetrack. It's always a matter of time before I do that when they both show up somewhere to race. And they're in the same race. Dean, maybe scrape. Oh, we've got a yellow on the racetrack in turn number 1. Looks like Kenny Merritt and Zach Spillman going around in turn 1. Shelby Williams going to bring him to the green this time out of 4. And Abbey with a great run off the outside. Hangs on to that second spot going down into turn number 1. Look at this. Mark Adams has come up to take away the third spot. And then you got 2 Sniper Speed cars with Zevenbergen on the top shelf and Kirk Martin. A little bit of a love tap there. We've got Tyler Moorhead around in turn 2. And it's really cool to have kind of like a speed week, so to speak, for those guys. And we want to thank Sniper Speed for putting that on all the way out of Wisconsin, sponsoring a Texas thing here. That's pretty cool. Green flag back out. Brian, we're back underway. They're side by side at the stripe already. Dean Abbey with another great start off the top of the racetrack. Zevenbergen much better that time. They're nearly 4 wide coming out of turn number 2. Zevenbergen going to sneak by. Abbey going to slip back to third as we come into turn number 3.
These cars were stair-stepping through the corners 3 wide as if they were just on the freeway. It's not even, it's just crazy.
We're 3 wide again through turn 2. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is why I like the IMCA stock car class so much. Side by side, door-to-door racing all the way around the racetrack. It's still Williams out front, but just as I said, Zevenbergen makes the move on the outside. Gonna lead this lap, Elijah Zevenbergen all the way from Oneida, Iowa,
We'll go with that. This sounds good.
I like it. Probably wrong, but I like it. Leading the field through turns 3 and 4. Dean Abbey there at second spot, doing battle with Shelby Williams. Abbey finds something on the top, makes the move around the outside into second spot. Williams back to third. The third Sniper Speed chassis in the racetrack right now. Kirk Martin sitting in fourth spot. Mark Adams in fifth. Last night's feature winner, Weston Abbey. On the outside, looking in sixth spot. He's side by side with William Gould right now through turns 3 and 4.
From top to bottom, 1 through 7, heavy hitters.
There's that battle right there we were just talking about. William Gould on the bottom of the racetrack. You're right, Brian. That's for sixth spot. Gould takes the position on turn number 2. Last night's feature winner, Weston Abbey, back to 7th. Circling through 3 and 4 once again. No change in the running order in that part of the racetrack anyway. Looks like Mr. Stephenville starter, Dennis Bissonette, sitting in the 8th position, trying to close the gap there. Charles Cosper right now making some moves. He sits about 10th on the racetrack. Looking at William Gould, nose to tail with Mark Adams through turns 3 and 4. Weston Abbey nose to tail as well. That group right there, that is 5, 6, and 7 on the racetrack. And it doesn't get much closer than that.
Dean Abbey getting a good run and going into 3. Hits the tire, bounces off the tire.
Not going to be able to make the move as we come to cross flags. 10 down, 10 to go from Jason Batt.
Very, very distinct grooves here. We got the 66Z up on the top shelf through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But Dean Abbey, he's loving it right down there by the tires.
I tell you what, Zevenbergen's car probably the best handling on the racetrack right now, and just as I say, that gets a little squirrely coming out of 4. The bottom, maybe not where the car wants to be, but he got it down there to close the door. He knows Abbey likes the bottom line. Dean Abbey running the bottom all the way around the racetrack, hugging the hub, as they say, and Zevenbergen really has found something as we got a yellow in turn number 4.
That's a 1X. As they say, you know, you're showing your nose to somebody, they tend to take it.
Absolutely.
But Dean Abbey showed his right front tire.
Showing his nose right there on the get-go. Abbey looking to the inside in turn number 1. Zevenbergen got to be on his toes, so to speak.
Here we
and
go.
Abbey makes the move out of turn number 2.
3 wide here pretty soon going into 3. I was looking at it. I thought Shelby Williams was going to make it 3 wide, but he backed off a little bit.
Zevenbergen not giving up without a fight. Brian battling back to lead lap number 12. Dean Abbey got something coming alive in the 26 machine on the bottom of the racetrack. Going to try to take the move once again. Drag race down the back chute into turn number 3. Zevenbergen trying to get down to the bottom of the racetrack as quick as possible. Not going to be enough this time around. I think it's going to be Abbey's. No! Once again, the 66Z of Elijah Zevenbergen battling back around the outside. Abbey may be missing the mark that time in turn number 2. Zevenbergen with a car and a half going into turn number 3. This is about as hot as it gets on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Abbey going to have to find something. Once again on the bottom, the car entering really, really well, but Zevenbergen just carrying the speed all the way around the top side. Going to shuffle back in the pack a little bit. We're looking at Kirk Martin right now down the back stretch doing battle with Weston. Oh my, and just as I say that, Martin gets together.
Oh, hitting the tire. Jody York, that 0-0.
York trying to make it 3 wide coming into turn number 3, and it just didn't work. It was Weston Abbey, Jody York, and I believe Dennis Bissonette there. And York out of the groove. I don't think we're going to get a caution. York waiting on a yellow at the bottom of the racetrack. I don't think it's going to come.
It came.
And there it is.
Well, that's one of them judgment calls. He's off of the racing surface. The coal's getting to me.
To race again with you.
Sounds like an 80s hair metal band.
A little bit. Yeah.
At any rate, lights are out.
We're going back this time out of 4. Zevenbergen going to lead him to the green. And barreling off down into turn number 1. Everybody trying to get to the bottom now. Oh, Zach Spillman bringing it to a stop. I thought I heard something snap when they were going by. I wasn't sure what car it was on, but it may have been a drive shaft snapping for Zach. I heard something. Well, maybe not. I heard something pop. I'm not sure what it was.
Lights are out. 15 down, 5 to go.
Going to be a 5-lap shootout to the end of the race here tonight. The checkered flag going to be waving in 5 laps. Stephenville once again leads the pack into turn number 1. Look at everybody scrambling to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Look who's... Oh, and Abby makes the move out of turn number 2. Look
door
who's
was open.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely walked right on through. And look who's cracking the podium. Look who's sneaking in the top 3 from Calera, Oklahoma. It's the 60 of William Gould. Side by side with Shelby Williams down the front stretch into turn number 1. Gould to the bottom of the racetrack. Looks like he's going to make the move. No, Williams battling back around the outside. Yeah, Gould going to seal the deal down the backstretch into turn number 3. Abby still out front. Going to be 4 to go this time around. Elijah Stephenville had it lined out, and that restart, Abby sniped him going into turn number 1.
Sniper.
See what I did there? Sniper speed chassis. Yeah. Abby gonna lead him out of turn number 4. Looks like we're coming to 2 to go this time by Stephenville in the second spot. The battle is still for 3rd, though, Brian. Look, going into turn number 1.
Side by side, Gould and Williams battling for that 3rd spot. Give it to the 82 using that high line, that momentum as he drops his car into 3.
White flag going to be coming out this time by, folks. 1 more lap for Dean Abbey. Once again, looking for some redemption last night. 2 sets of corners to go. Don't count out the 66 just yet. Stephenville with 1 more shot into number 3. He's going to go top shelf, but I don't think it's going to work, folks. Sniper speed still going to make it 1-2 tonight. Abby going to get the win. Stephenville going to come across the line in second. Then it's going to be Williams, Gould, and Adams. Your top 5.
Off of 4, green flag. We're going racing.
And right off the get-go, on the outside, the 36J, the Outlaw race car. Gonna lead the field through turns 1 and 2. Look up top in the 91 machine. Last night's feature winner, Craig Oaks, already picked up 1 spot, trying to pick up 2 going into turn number 3. And I tell you what, Brian, it's crazy to watch these guys. They know Oaks picked up the win last night, and they know that Oaks is one of the best in the country in this kind of race car, and they ain't cutting him no slack. And they're going to be trying the best they can to keep that 91 machine at bay. Meanwhile, the 36J laid the keys on the front desk and checked out.
He's checked out, definitely.
Absolutely, man. Whitehead already almost a straightaway ahead of second spot. Justin Harcourt, third spot. Had a good run in a heat race. That's Tom Earl in the 47 out of Rome, Texas. We're 3 wide through turn number 1.
Right behind them is the 26. That's Grant Wallum. Good Lord, pushing that issue. Craig Oates. Ouch!
Wallum into the back of the 179. Craig Wallum getting in the back of Justin Harcourt, spinning him around.
Light's going to be out. Whitehead can go at any time.
Looks like he's going to get him sleeping on the backstretch, Brian. Justin Whitehead not wasting any time. As soon as the lights are out, he's on the throttle into turn number 3 and out of turn 4 already with 2 car lengths over Craig Oaks. But here comes Oaks around the outside to take over the second spot. He and Tom Earl side by side through 1 and 2.
Side by side, Shelby Baker, Terry Dumas. Off of 4, give that spot to Shelby Baker. Nice strong run, top 4.
Baker not cutting him any slack. Terry Dumas and Shelby Baker still side by side going into turn number 1. Here comes JT James Thompson looking to get towards the front of the pack. One of those outlaw race cars in the 85 machine. Shelby Baker losing that spot now. Terry Dumas getting back around for 4th. Baker back to 5th. Here comes Bissonette around the outside. Dennis Bissonette looking top shelf in 1 and 2. We're nearly 3 wide. Here comes Anthony Simsick in the mix. Your 2017 factory stock points champion here at 281 Speedway. The Shaggin' Wagon making his way around the outside of the racetrack. We're nearly 3 wide at a turn 4. Dennis Bissonette now making his way around Shelby Baker. Bissonette to the top 5. Baker back to 6. Here comes Simsick around James Thompson out of turn number 2. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Door to door, wheel to wheel. Factory stock racing at its best right here at 281 Speedway. Night number 2, the Big Chill Throwdown. Throwdown.
Out front, it's all Justin Whitehead in that 36J. Craig Oates taking over the second spot from Tom Earl. Got a good battle between Simsick and Baker.
The hottest action on the track right now, Brian Simsick trying to fight his way around Shelby Baker. Baker sticking to the bottom like glue in the 33K machine. Not cutting Simsick any slack. Anthony really having to fight his way around the 33K machine. Simsick still side by side, going on 3 laps now with Shelby Baker as we cross the halfway mark. 7 down, 8 to go, or maybe 8 down, 7 to go. It's one of those weird odd numbers where you got to cut it in half, but you can't do it with a decimal, so I don't know.
I just call it on the back straight. It's 7.5. We'll call it that.
A straightaway advantage for your top car. Justin Whitehead still out front, negotiating the back straightaway now. We're back mid-pack now. The battle for 4th on the racetrack shaping up between Dennis Bissonette and Anthony Simsick. Bissonette with the spot going into turn 3. Actually, that's the battle for 5th. Bissonette with the spot right now. Simsick having to settle in line and settle for 6th position.
And out front, yeah, it's been all Justin Whitehead.
Off the outside of the front row. That's not even fair.
It looks like Craig is getting a little bit closer, but I'm afraid he's going to run out of laps.
I was going to say, I'm like you. The laps are ticking away for Craig Oakes right now in the 91 as we jump up. And just as we say that, Shelby Baker looks like getting together with the 26
That's Grant Wallum.
Of Jeffrey Hammett, then Shelby Baker, and Grant Wallum rounding out the field. We're back green flag, ladies and gentlemen, on turn number 4. Justin Whitehead once again catching him sleeping on the backstretch. Oakes not able to close the gap. About a car length separates the two as we go into turn number 1. Look at them both right around the hub. Oakes can't get the car to stick. The 91 machine pushes wide through the middle of turns 1 and 2. And now we're down in the 3 and 4. Whitehead solidly out front right now. Craig Oakes in 2nd spot. 3rd spot belongs to Tom Earl. And then it's anybody's game for 4, 5, 6, and 7 on the racetrack. Well, we got Bissonette in 4th. We got Dumas in 5th. Side by side for 6th. It's Anthony Simsick and James Thompson. JT trying to get that outlaw race car towards the front of this pack. One of the stable cars of 36J Justin Whitehead, an outlaw racing chassis in the 85 machine. Joe O'Brien sneaking into the mix in the 14 machine. Had a bit of rough luck this weekend. Joe could probably use a pretty good run as we come to 2 to go. 2 to go for Justin Whitehead. Simsick gets around James Thompson. That's for 5th on the racetrack. Down the backstretch, your leader gapping Craig Oakes by about 3.5 car lengths. Going to be the white flag in the air this time around for Justin Whitehead. Your leader coming out of turn number 4. 1 more lap to go in tonight's factory stock feature. Justin Whitehead, the outlaw racing chassis. Thompson Motorsports, Race on Texas, Spencer and Sons Timber.
That's pretty impressive, you know.
They're on the monitor.
Oh, I got you.
Negotiating turn 4 for the final time. Justin Whitehead with the win. Craig Oakes bringing it home in 2nd spot. Tom Earl 3rd. Dennis Bissonette 4th. And the 55D of Terry Dumas going to round out your top 5. I'll tell you what, Brian, pretty good showing in the stands here at 281 Speedway. It is cold. They're die hard out here tonight. We're going green with the Southern Sport Mod feature. And J.J. Jennings getting a great start off the inside, going to lead the field into turn number 1. Looks like the 11R Trevor Rainey going to take over the 2nd spot. Tyler Murray in 3rd. Here comes Talon Minton on the bottom of the racetrack in the 2 machine. Minton gets a little bit of bump and grind going on there with Murray head. There was some definite contact there as we go off into turn number 1. 1 lap in the books, 19 to go. J.J. Jennings still out front.
I'm watching the battle between Brad Shirley, John White, Tyler Bragg. Those guys were going 3 wide, door to door.
There's a good group, about 4 or 5 cars going at it, Brian. That's mid-pack. We've got a green-yellow situation.
Yeah, we got trouble up at the top of turn 3. Wesley Warren, a half spin. He collects the 5R. That's Ryan. No, I'm sorry. That's Jamie.
That's Jamie Ritter.
Yeah, Jamie Ritter.
5JR.
Yeah. We'll see how this one goes. See how accurate Mr. Honeywell is. He called Craig Oates in the factory stock race. He finished second. Let's see what old Trevor Rainey can do in that 11R.
It's going to be fun to watch for sure. Rainey going to have a hard road to hoe. Got a couple of heavy hitters from South Texas sitting in front of him right now. J.J. Jennings, always a threat to anywhere he goes in this class in a 26G machine. Regular competitor down south at I-37 Speedway. And outside of Rainey in the 2-car, Talon Minton picking up both the modified championship and the Southern and the Sport Mod championship at I-37 Speedway last year.
That is a heck of an accomplishment.
Absolutely, man. So no slouches in front of this race right now as Jennings leads the field back into turn number 1. And we got 2 cars once again stopped here on the front stretch. Looks like we're going to get them moving. We are not going to get a caution. We are still green. Ronnie Bell. Problems for the 95 machine. Bell parks it in the infield.
Out front, J.J. Jennings in hot pursuit. He got the 2-car, Talon Minton. Boy, and then you got Trevor Rainey and the 411.
Sitting in third right now. That's J.R. Watts going around. Oh, no. Oh, no. Watts loses the handle on the 411 machine.
Crazy.
I don't know. Knowing Cody, he's probably just fibbing to me, so I sound dumb. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah.
We're going back green. J.J. Jennings leads the field down into turn number 1. Once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Side by side through 1 and 2. Back half of the field. Oh, trouble. We got the 00 making his way off the track.
Side by side for second spot right now. It's Trevor Rainey on the and Minton to the outside. Right behind your leader, J.J. Jennings. Got a good group for 5th, 6th, and 7th on the racetrack. Back up to second. The battle for the runner-up spot at a turn number 4 is heating up down the front stretch into turn number 1. Talon Minton, top shelf in turn 1. The racetrack slick and black, just the way we like it.
Just the way we just like we like our coffee. No,
you want your slick coffee? Slick coffee. Slick, please.
See, that one don't really work. That one don't work. Let me retract.
It's all right. It's okay.
I'm trying too hard. I don't know. I'm not.
Into turn number 1, we got another good group. That's like 5th, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, we got
going into turn number 3.
There's just so much action going on right now. It's hard to.
There's a definitely a good race on the racetrack right now as the 2X machine snagging the wall. That's Nathan Arms, I do believe, making contact with the concrete down the front chute.
There was some contact between the 5R and the 2C, and they kind of stacked everyone up back there. Everybody.
As we hop back up front, J.J. Jennings still the top spot, only about a car length and a half. Separate him and Talon Minton. Minton, once again, your track champion in 2 divisions at I-37 Speedway. Closing the gap, I would say, on Jennings going into turn number 1.
It's pretty much a 3-car breakaway. And about a full straightaway back, you got the 411.
That's J.R. Watts going top shelf in turn 4. Here comes Bragg underneath him, though, Brian. That's for 4th spot on the racetrack.
Right behind them, team car, the 511 of Corey Williams. They got themselves a 3-car breakaway. And then back from that, you got the 10. That's Dustin Robinson. He started 19th. He's up to 7th.
Made his way up to 7th. Robinson had a rough night last night. We go back up front with the action getting hot for the top spot. Jennings bobbles on the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Minton around the outside. It's a drag race down into 3. Jennings to the bottom of the racetrack around the tires in 3 and 4. Minton, top shelf. Side by side at the line. I'm giving it to Minton that time around.
I'd give it to him too as well.
There goes Talon Minton around the outside, takes the lead away from J.J. Jennings down the backstretch into turn number 3. Jennings back to second spot. Maybe the tires going away, maybe the racetrack going away. I'm not really sure. Minton, though, has found something around the top side. Let's see if Jennings follows suit. No. Jennings sticking to the bottom of the racetrack. Mitten has found something through the middle, Brian, and we talked earlier. If you can't run the top, you can't run the bottom, you might be able to find something through the black, and it looks like Talon has done just that. Found something through the middle of the racetrack, and he's gapping Jennings right now.
The only hope that Jennings has is the 55G, the lap car, or Gerald Henderson could maybe possibly get in the way of the 2 car, so he can get up there. Man, I can't even talk right now. I'm excited about this racing.
It's
hard to explain.
That is going to be the only hope that Jennings has, definitely, is if Talon Mitten gets caught up in some lap traffic. Absolutely 100%, because Mitten is just gapping Jennings right now. And here comes Rainey. Trevor Rainey in the 11R machine. Going to start looking to the inside. J.J. Jennings got something going away on the 26 machine as he slings it into turn number 1. Maybe a little too hard.
Maybe that tire's going away from J.J. Jennings. You see Trevor Rainey closing in on his back bumper.
Jennings definitely playing defense right now. Not able to close the gap and trying to hang on to that second spot. Not a guy that says, look up front. Talon Mitten splitting the gap between 2 lap cars. Looks like the 5JR of Jamie Ritter going a lap down. Mitten getting around the 55G of Gerald Henderson. That gave Jennings a little bit of a cushion there between himself and Trevor Rainey. Those lap cars helped out a little bit, kind of solidifying that second spot, not really helping him at the front. As we go back to 5th and 6th on the racetrack, or 4th and 5th, excuse me. Those are the team cars. We got 2 to go up front. The team cars at J.R. Watts and Corey Williams side by side. There's your leader, Talon Mitten, out of turn number 2. About a lap and a half to go. Going to be taking the white flag this time, Brian.
Trevor Rainey in that 11R looking to the inside of J.J. Jennings coming off of 4. We got 2 lap cars right in front of them. Larry Underwood and Gerald Henderson.
Jennings door to door with Underwood. The win gonna go to Talon Mitten out of turn number 4. I've got my eyes on the second place race. Nearly making contact coming on the 4. Jennings gonna hang on for the runner-up finish. Trevor Rainey gonna have to come home in 3rd. Tyler Bragg will be 4th, and J.R. Watts going to round out the top 5. I'll tell you what, brother, that was a heck of a race for second spot, and it went down to the wire.
It left me speechless, as you can tell.
It's looking good, man. It's a good-looking truck, especially if it's made it through an Enduro already this year. We're going green on turn number 4. And I saw a little bit of contact there on the front row between Shipman and Honish, but looks like no harm, no foul. Wade White picks up 2 spots out of turn number 2. Gonna go down to the bottom of turn 3, side by side with Ranger Shipman on the exit. Looks like Honish gonna lead lap number 1. Ranger Shipman looking to the inside of the turn number 2. Not gonna be enough that time around. Still Honish down the back chute into 3 with the lead. Excuse me. Honish going to lead lap number 2. I don't know. I might have been wrong. That's 2 laps.
Yeah.
Wade's still sitting in 3rd right now. Wade White in the 68 machine. Picked up the W here last night in Street Talk competition. Would probably like to double up on the weekend. We'll see how it goes. Honish going to lead lap number 3. All right, I'm out. You let me down, Wade. You let me down. Way to go, man.
3 down, 12 to go.
Working on Ranger Shipman right now is Wade White. I saw a little bit of contact there on the exit at turn number 2. That Wade really lost a lot of ground, but gains it back in the corners. The 68 machine really enters well.
Yeah, that car definitely rotates real well through the corners. It's definitely got tons of drive off.
Oh, there's another little bit of contact there. Good job by both of those guys to hang on to it.
It almost looks like Wade White's...
Oh, no! And we're going to have to get a yellow for that, I'm sure, because that tire is about halfway out into the racetrack.
It's definitely going to change the line up of some of these drivers that have been dependent on that low line, thinking that there wasn't going to be a tire there.
We'll see if it comes into play. Clear so
Ryan
far,
Ellis,
yeah. Ellis really had to adjust his line off the bottom of turn number 4 for sure to go out around the tire, but that's a good side-by-side battle right there. Ellis getting around the 19 machine of KC Fielding. That's for 4th on the racetrack. Give the spot to Ellis out of turn number 4. Everybody doing a good job adjusting their racing lines as we go back up front. You can just about throw a blanket over the top 3 cars. Wade White really struggling with the exit at turn number 2, but he's got 3 and 4 down pat, closing the gap right here. And Shipman and Honish nearly side by side off the exit. That's cross flags there, ladies and gentlemen. Halfway there. Shipman now nearly side by side. It's a drag race into 3. Give it to Honish. Honish on the top side. Shipman on the bottom. Honish going to lead the next lap as well. Still. Honish out front in the 777 machine. Shipman now side by side. Wade White probably got the best seat in the house, I think, Ryan, watching that race unfold in front of him. I know he wants to be a part. Right now, he's just watching.
Yeah, as this track gets slicker and slicker, it's very important that you get the car straight, and that's what Honish is doing. As he's getting the car set up straight into the corner so the car can rotate and come straight off. As you see, Wade White, his car looking a little loose when he's coming off. The car looks crossed up. As I say that, we go 3 wide down the front straightaway.
Oh, and I think James Honish about to get NASCAR'd. White on the bottom of the racetrack. Shipman with the lead. We're nearly 4 wide down the backstretch into turn 3. Honish back up top. Wade White sneaks by, takes the lead. Shipman trying the crossover move, not going to work. White with the top spot. Shipman in second. Honish was third that time by.
Honish says, hey, I need to go. I got passed.
Yeah, it's time to go or get off the pot, I think, for James Honish at this point.
As we say that, the 57 of Ranger Shipman pulls to the infield.
Tough break for Shipman, man. That car was on a rail as the 2 to go being shown from the flag stand. Yeah, Ranger Shipman had been a major player in this race from the drop of the green flag just about. Unfortunately for Ranger, going to come up 2 laps short. 13 out of 15, not going to cut it as the white flag comes out for Wade White, looking to double up this weekend. 1 more lap to go for the Waco, Texas driver. Wade White Trucking sponsored entry. Brand new car for 2018.
Definitely, yeah. We saw it last year at the end of the year, big show. He's waving to the
camera just about as he comes out of 4. Wade White picking up the second win of 2018 and only the second race of 2018.
He's too. On the bars, on the gas, we're green flag racing. Clifton Wisnet, Marcel Green, side by side, down the back straightaway. Off of 4. Give that lap to Marcel Green. He won last night. Slowly gapping the 10 car, Clifton Wisnick. Looks like the 45 of Brian Benson off the track. Rick Sopp got his car put back together, but he is off the pace. Something I think is more broken that car than what he thought. Marcel Green, Clifton Wisnet, that's top 2. Pam Wisnet, strong third. Harold Clifton in that 47C, he's 4th, about to take over the 3rd spot. And a good battle, the 47C, the 01, and the 11H. That's 3rd. Wow, those cars are way louder when the door is open. Woo! I'm telling you, it's like angry bees out there, swarming. It It is. It's slick out there, out on the racetrack. It is cold out there. Yeah. Woo. Julia Childs looking at the inside of 11H. Got a full straightaway. Marcel Green out front. Full straightaway back is Clifton Wisnett. Got another straightaway back. The 47C. 47C!
No! Oh, no! What a lick. The 47C going around in turn number 3.
Oh. We all know the Pink Ranger's the best.
Right. Green flag is back out. In your Sport Compact main event, Marcel Green throws the Zero machine off into turn number 1. Ba, 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 ba. It's the best thing ever. I love it.
I feel like you're harmonizing with the cars out there.
Man,
I believe all four of those
Pam Wisnett's car's pretty loud coming through here. You hear Marcel Green come out of turn number 4. He's your leader right now.
Yes.
Kind of subdued, relatively speaking. There goes Clifton Wisnett. There's Pam. Wow. The Cobalts are making a lot of racket out there on the racetrack.
That seems to be the vehicle of choice in the Sport Compact class.
They made a lot of those cars. They're relatively easy to find parts for.
Right.
You see a lot of these type cars in the Enduros. We were working the Lone Star 600 back in October at Devil's Bowl, and there was a group, like a family that showed up with 3 HHRs and all kinds of spare parts for these guys.
They because they had the Trump train.
Yes. Closest battle on the track right now is the one you're seeing, folks. It's for second spot. The 10 machine, driven by Clifton Wisnett right now. The 11H car, that's Howard Watson, excuse me. That's second and third on the racetrack. There's your leader taking the white flag. That is Marcel Green in the 00 machine. Well, it's 00 on the score sheet in here. It's 0 on the racetrack. Pinky on the side. About one set of corners to go. Coming into turn number 3. Wah, 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 wah. And the wind's going to go.
Marcel Green doubling up this weekend.
Jeffrey Abbey to the outside in the 37. William Gould out of Calera, Oklahoma, and Josh McGay from Abilene, Texas, driving the 60 and 911 find themselves in row number 3. Chris Bragg, Sean Ritter, Brandon Hood, Matt Gilliam, Mark Patterson, April Phillips, Jamie Campbell, and Ranger Shipman. The rest of the field, we're green, and we're into turn number 1, and look at Chase Allen, Brian.
Yeah, he definitely... well, we're red-yellow. We got Mark Shipman down on the bottom of turn 4. He, So Mark Patterson went from 1P to 1, I guess.
Green flags back out, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, a good start for Chase Allen off the bottom of row number 1. Lots of sparks off the brakes of the 130 machine as we head off into turn number 1. Hobbs, New Mexico driver Colin Deming makes his way around Peter DeGroat for the second spot. Here comes William Gould in the 60 machine from Calera, Oklahoma. Everybody trying to get down to the bottom of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Allen leads lap number 1. Deming in second spot. Gould is third. Then it's DeGroat and Abbey, your top 5. Jeffrey Abbey working the bottom of the racetrack. Got a good run going with the 24B of Chris Bragg. Bragg from Springtown, Texas. Abbey coming out of Comanche. 3 wide through 3 and 4. Peter DeGroat up top. Oh, wow! Jeffrey Abbey going for a wild ride. Peter DeGroat grabs the front stretch wall. Abbey and Magana. Oh, Jeffrey Abbey got a right rear shock, probably gone after the landing.
Yeah, it looked like it either over-indexed the bars on the right side or
Yep.
it broke a shock. But either way, that car is leaning way too far over on the right rear, and it'd be a handful for him to drive. There's
Unfortunately, two bad nights in a row for Jeffrey Abbey. Going to end his Big Chill Throwdown weekend prematurely. He takes it back to the pit area. We're cruising about 4th on the racetrack. Actually, like make it 6th or 7th right now. We were looking at Brandon Hood and Sean Ritter. Now we're back up to about 4th and 5th on the racetrack in a turn 2. It's Chris Bragg and Josh McGaw down the backstretch in a turn number 3. McGaw working the high side of the 911 machine. The All-Pro Driveline sponsored entry. Trying to find his way around Bragg. That's the battle for 4th on the racetrack. Side by side, it's a drag race in a turn number 3. Bragg on the bottom of the racetrack. Going to relinquish the position, gets on the binders to try to keep the car glued to the bottom. McGay takes the top spot. Takes the top spot. Now he's shuffled back a couple more positions. You got Sean Ritter working the 7SR through turns 1 and 2, duking it out with Brandon Hood out of McGregor, Texas. That's 6th and 7th on the racetrack right now. Chase Allen about a straightaway advantage over the rest of the field. Has pretty much laid the keys on the front desk and checked out. You got 2, 3, and 4 on the screen right now. Colin Deming out of Hobbs, New Mexico, driving the 3C machine. In second spot, William Gould from Calera, Oklahoma, driving the 60 machine, sits in third. Josh McGaw sitting in 4th out of Abilene, Texas, in the 911. McGaw closing the gap quickly on Gould. Through turns 1 and 2, a little bit of a rough spot starting to develop right in the transition. Both drivers negotiating turn 3 now. We had a character spot, some people like to call them, developing right about the entry spot into turn number 3. I think that spot is gone. We're side by side down the front stretch into 1. Gould right around the tires. McGaw's found something through the middle of the racetrack. The exit just superior in the 911 machine. Brian, that's the best battle on the racetrack right now, man.
Those 3 battling for second. You know, the 3C, the 911, and the 60 negotiating the track as the track starts to give way a little bit after 2 really good nights of racing. The entry at turn 3, the entry and middle part of 1 and 2 definitely coming apart as these modifieds are completing.
The old girls had a lot of laps on her this weekend, and these guys are really putting it to the test. It's held up so good. I'm so pleased with how the track has held up this weekend. Chase Allen putting a lap on Mark Shipman. Still 2, 3, and 4, though, as McGaw now looking to the outside of Deming. McGaw top shelf in turn number 1. Side by side off the exit of turn 2. Look at the power down to the 911. McGaw makes the move around the outside. The Abilene, Texas driver takes over the runner-up position. I do believe that might be the fastest car on the racetrack right now. Had to deal with Deming and Gould, but got around both of them as we drop back to 4th and 5th. 5th and 6th on the racetrack out of turn number 2.
I mean, if you weren't even paying attention, you would think the 911 or Josh McGay is the leader.
Yeah.
But Chase Allen is so far ahead. I mean, he's a full half a track.
Yeah.
It looks like half a track back to the second place entrance of the 911 of Josh McGay.
And we're back up front now, taking a peek here at Chase Allen going through turn number 1. Like Brian said, nearly a half a lap ahead of Josh McGay right now. Looks like 5 to go from Jason Batt. Josh McGaw negotiating the backstretch into turn number 3. There's your leader, Chase Allen, crossing the start-finish line into turn 1. Picked up the win last night. I'm going to say, barring catastrophe, this one belongs to Chase. The Cam Chansey, Bedall Racing, Jaybird sponsored entry.
The best battle on the track as everything starts sorting out is really the 24B and the 1B. They're battling for 5th. The 24B, as I say that.
Oh, no. That is the 24B of Chris Bragg going around in turn number 4. You know,
sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to jinx you,
it
sir.
always makes you feel bad. You start saying nice things about somebody, they loop the car.
But as I was going to say,
16 down, 4 to go. Chase Allen, the lead is gone. Josh McGaw, Colin Deming right there behind him now, coming at a 4 to the green. Allen gets a great jump out of turn number 4. We've got Mark Shipman with a flat right front, parking it in the infield for the evening. Back up front, McGaw closing the gap quickly on the 130. Working through turns 3 and 4. It's going to be 17 down and 3 to go this time around. I tell you what, Brian, it might be too little too late, but no, Allen makes a mistake at the bottom of turn number 2. Here comes McGaw, looking down the backstretch into turn number 3. On the top side.
Left rear brake rotor of Chase Allen at 130, looking a little red.
Yeah, Allen definitely using the brakes as much as he possibly can. I don't know if something happened, maybe the tires got cold or what. But the 130 not running like it was earlier on this evening. We're going to be coming to the white flag this time by 1 more lap to go for Chase Allen.
See what happens here. 1 and 2.
McGaw knows he's got one more shot, Brian. He's got to take it here. I think it's too little too late. I don't know if it's going to work out. Chase Allen, about a car length and a half. You see McGaw entering the picture on the screen there. Not going to work out. Chase Allen going to double up on the weekend, take the win in the modified main event. Josh McGaw comes across in second. I believe it was William Gould third. Colin Deming in fourth. And I think Brandon Hood rounding out the top 5.